Hey parents, welcome back to Teenager Tuesday. We are in part 5 of Gleaning Wisdom from Melanie Domen, author of that parenting book, longtime hoper and parent of 22 years, which is crazy. Yes. Okay, Micah is how old?
16.
16. And she is on the worship team here at Hope. And then Bliss is in middle school, 7th grade?
Yes.
7th grade, Bliss. And then, so you're not that far from being an empty nester.
Well, I guess 5 years.
Yeah.
And then I have 2 that have already grown and flown.
Yeah.
So,
unless they fly back.
Right.
Hang out for a little while, you know? That's awesome. This is our last episode with you. And so I thought it'd be awesome to talk about dating because you've been a parent for 22 years, a parent of someone who's been a teenager for a good chunk of that time.
Yes.
So talk about dating. Talk about the approach.
Okay.
Take it away.
Okay, so this is a time where teenagers are experimenting with what it is to care for somebody beyond yourself.
Nerve-wracking.
Right, because all up until this point, until they found this person that just makes their heart patter, right? They're like, all they've really cared about is themselves, right? And so now they're like, oh my goodness, there's like this person. I'm in love, Mom. And it can be a super exciting opportunity to grow and learn while our kids are still in the house. I want to be there when they have their first heartbreak, right? I want to be there whenever they go through all the things that we go through in the dating process. But the most important thing is to keep that communication strong. Keep that communication with our teenagers strong. Don't let them shut us out. Keep it strong, and just always be that person that they can come to.
Yeah.
What I do, how I approach this is just dropping wisdom just by little sprinkles. So no lectures. So from the time they hit puberty, I am dropping those little bits of wisdom, just sprinkling them in our conversation here and there. Some of the things that I have said I have words of wisdom that I'd like to share that I've shared with my daughters and my son, and then also specific things that I've shared for only my daughters and only my sons. Okay. So for sons and daughters, the number one thing that I have said is that many times this person, it has nothing to do with how much you love them or how much they love you, but more about who you are when you are with them.
Ooh, that's so good.
Right?
Yes.
And so always be doing a self-check. Who am I when I am with this person? Am I like a better human?
Yeah.
Is this person spurring me on to love Jesus more? Or is this person dragging me down? Am I like always getting in trouble with my parents when I'm with this person?
Yeah.
Or do I like hate everybody when I'm with this person?
Yeah. I mean, that could even be a good thing for parents to even say if they notice, oh, you're dating this person. Hey, you just don't seem like yourself around them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you like who you are when you're with them? Again, asking those questions is super helpful. Another thing that I'd like to say to both my daughters and my son is don't rush. Spend time together in person, not over text.
Yeah.
It can be so easy to have this virtual relationship, right? But spend time together in groups, lots of time with groups, with friends. There's no need to rush into a relationship.
Yeah.
More than likely, you're not going to marry this person. So stop putting that pressure on yourself and just enjoy time with them, right? Enjoy time in groups. You've got a lot to learn in this dating process, and don't put an incredible amount of pressure on yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, and the next one is and I mentioned this before, but whether it's a romantic relationship or a friendship, my prayer is that anyone you spend a lot of time with will know a little bit more about Jesus from having all of that time with you.
Yeah.
They'll know what it's like to be loved the way that Jesus loves, and just who he is and how awesome our God is after spending some time with you. That is my hope, that you would know more about God and that they would know more about God after spending time with you.
Yeah, that's a pretty good barometer of a self-assessment too.
Yeah.
Do I really believe this? Oh, well, if you date someone, will they know more about Jesus? So that's
Right.
I like that.
Right. And you would hope that whether, my kids have been through relationships, and my hope and my prayer is that my kids would honor this person in the beginning, the middle, and even the end of the relationship.
Yeah.
And that they would, again, be able to reflect Jesus in every way, shape, and form through that.
Yeah. Well, in high school, it's funny. You talked about heartbreak. Dating in school with someone that you go to school with, it's kind of a funny thing because a lot of times as an adult, if you break up with somebody, you just never see them again.
Right.
In high school, you go back to school and there they are in the same class, at the same lunch period. Yeah, so it is good practice. And how can I end well, even if I can't control them, draw a circle around me, but ending it well.
Right. And not only that, the whole school knows.
That's
right.
true.
The whole school knows you broke up and all the stuff that goes along with it.
Yeah.
But,
we have a strict no dating at youth group because then
right.
people break up and stop coming to youth group. So
I'm sure. How's that working for you, Will?
the number one dating advice that we give to teenagers all the time is don't date. Just don't date. But we do say we know that we probably can't stop you. So how can we help you do it better?
Right.
And that we've mentioned that to different parents too who have reached out because we've just seen over the years if they're not allowed to date, they'll just do it in secret.
Yeah.
Which I don't like with daughters. I'm like, I'm gonna have to think about that one day.
Exactly.
But they'll still date. I just won't know about it because I'll like you were saying before, you build a wall with words and not bridges.
Right.
And there's always lines, but it's complicated.
Yes, it is. So, okay, so here are the words of wisdom that I have sprinkled into my daughter's hearts.
Yeah.
So the first one is that in every man is a king and a fool. Okay? So if you want to be honored above all the other bros in his life, speak to the king. Okay? Because he has a lot of friends who speak to the fool. In his social media thread alone, he's got a lot that is speaking to the fool in him. Yeah. But if you want to be his queen, if you want to be the one that sets yourself apart, speak to the king in him. Speak to the man that you see him becoming, to the man the better man that he knows he can be. Encourage him in his walk with Jesus, and encourage the king. So the second one is, and I talked with you about this earlier, Will, you said I could say this.
Please do.
Is he after your heart or your part?
Yeah.
It's not going to take you long to figure this out. You have to be strong enough to say no unwaveringly without any apologies or even guilt to anything that makes you feel uncomfortable, from an uncomfortable text to just something that makes you feel uncomfortable when you're alone with him. You need to be strong enough to be able to say no. And if this makes him feel unloved or irritated, let him go. Just let him go. I like to say fast failure is always a blessing.
Yes. Ooh, I love that. So
if you're not strong enough to assert yourself, you're not ready to be in a relationship with a very hormonal teenage boy.
Yes.
So these are the bits of wisdom that I will share as I'm doing my daughter's hair, right? Or driving down the road or whatever, like, Mom, stop.
We know.
especially saying all this stuff, like even before they're dating. I'm just dropping those little words of wisdom in is even better than right when they're in the middle of it.
But I love that you say you do it before dating. Because one thing we talked about before is like the best time to learn how to change a tire is not when you have a flat tire.
Yes.
It's before you have a flat. So, it's the same thing. But the best time to learn about dating is not while you're dating, it's before.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Okay, so 2 words of wisdom for my sons is I used to tell Brock all the time, this lady you're pursuing, she belongs to God first, and then her parents She's on loan to you, and she is more valuable than you can ever humanly imagine to her Heavenly Father and to the parents He entrusted her to. So treat her with care and honor. And if you do that, you're going to have her heart in the long haul. I have this really beautiful glass sculpture that was given to us at our wedding. It's Waterford, and it is just beautiful. We've had it for 27 years. And the reason we still have this sculpture is because I've kept it on a very high shelf in our bedroom. And it's been away from all of the chaos in our house. Jeff, whenever Brock was 2 and we learned that he loved to throw tennis balls, we have been throwing tennis balls in our house ever since. Nice. Even when Brock comes home from college, there are still tennis balls being thrown through the air. So this beautiful little sculpture is in our bedroom. I would never, ever, ever take that down off the shelf and give it to one of my kids and say, hey, have fun with this, right?
Go for a run.
Right, this is exactly how you need to treat the girl that you're dating. This is how you need to treat her heart, with care. Yeah. Because it is so valuable, and it's very fragile. Yeah. Right? A teenage girl's heart is very, very fragile. Yeah. So if you can't handle it with care, then you need to not be pursuing her. Yeah. Okay. And so, if you're thinking, well, I don't really know if I care about her that much. I'm like, I don't know if I don't really want to have to treat her with all that care. That's fine. Yeah. You know what? Then keep her as a friend. Yeah. But don't pursue her in a dating relationship if you don't want to put in the effort that you're going to need to care for her heart, because it is a lot to manage and care for a teenage girl's heart. Yeah. Okay, the last one. Okay, so bounce your eyes and take control of your thoughts. Okay, so there's a lot in a young man's life that is going to be tempting, from whatever's on your phone to even what you're seeing and what these girls are wearing, even to youth groups. So bounce those eyes. Just don't, you can't control your environment, but you can control where you want to bounce your eyes. So I
love that imagery too. Because you're not just saying there's a glance and how dare you, right? Because sometimes it could be instinctual or whatever, but you're saying don't dwell, don't focus, don't dwell, don't think about it. Yes. Don't just stay there. Bounce.
Yes, exactly. Just bounce those eyes. I remember a real quick story, Will, and then we got to wrap this up, I know. But whenever we were in Mexico, we took a family trip to Mexico, and we were like, oh, we want to go snorkeling. But we couldn't snorkel where we were, so we had to take a boat to go snorkeling. So we talked to the little guy. He said, yeah, I can get you on a boat, and we can, to where you can go snorkel in the good water. I'm like, yes. That sounds fantastic. And he said, there's free drinks and everything on this little boat, and food, tacos and everything. I thought, fantastic. This is amazing. And so we go on this little boat. Well, it was not a little boat. It was definitely a booze cruise. Oh. With all kinds of string bikinis and all the things that go along.
The whole family?
Yes.
Oh, no.
The Domen family is sitting here on this boat and there was even a pole. There may have been dancing, Will. And I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm sitting on this boat thinking I'm the worst parent in the world. My son, Brock, he's sitting there. He's literally bouncing his eyes. And I saw this happening. And he was 18. He was, he was about to go off to college. But I could not be more proud of my son sitting there truly just, bouncing his eyes and looking out at the water and not, and I was thinking how that girl is so within 5 feet of us. And he was just being so honorable. And so I was so proud of him. Yeah. It can be done. It's hard. Yeah. But you can grow up in the crazy world that you're in, and you can still be honorable, and it's worth it. I promise it'll be worth it.
Yeah, I love that. Melanie, thank you so much for being with us. We got to have you back. Yes. For sure. And again, this is Melanie Domen. You'll see the parenting classes with her and Jeff that you can sign up for. Buy her book, That Parenting Book, on Amazon or on her website, thatparentingbook.com. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you. This is fun.
Parents, remember, you can do this. you're not alone. God is with you, and so are we. Have a great week.